Hey you! So today we are going to be looking at top 10 nerd on their Power Ranger videos. Now there are three videos I kind of really want to talk about, and then give my kind of thoughts on it, and it's going to be probably a ranty video. So the first one is going to be kind of two videos like kind of merged into one. They did this video on alternative suits and they got it so wrong. So wrong. Like alternative, like they're saying like Mighty Morphing was like the main one, and then they had alternative versions of Mighty Morphing. Power Rangers basically it carries on. So like Zeo suits aren't alternative to Mighty Morphing. So the closest you would get would be Wild West Rangers. I keep on saying Wild West. That cheeky video from Will Smith, but that would be an alternative version of the suits. But in the first video, the guy talks about how. Oh, you'll see it because I'm going to react to the entire thing, but obviously for time I'm going to count down and I'm going to talk about it and rant a little bit. So let's begin. So no hate towards these guys. Just give normal thoughts, not anything else, because we're not about that. So let's jump into this.
Number 10, Super Sentai. That's Sentai. If we're talking about Power Rangers, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about their inspiration, Super Sentai. Yes, I know they might not technically be a version of the Power Rangers.
Okay, so the first one is an alternative version is Super Sentai. No, because that's the one that started it off, so it's what it's based on, so it's not an alternative version to it.
But screw it, it's important. Super Sentai was the original Japanese team found in the famous series. It generally involves 5 people who receive special powers and fight evil with the help of their mechanical beasts or vehicles, often combining to form a larger version. This idea was eventually taken to the West using the series Kyoryo Sentai Zyuranger.
Now, I know I had problems pronouncing Zyuranger. I really did, until someone said, say it like this, and I did. But the guy just, like, completely doesn't say it properly. He just says it like,
as a rubric to bring us the Power Rangers. It even kept the same episode style, with the colorful good guys beating up the baddie of the week, which then gets bigger, so the good guys combine into a Megazord to get bigger, and they beat the big bad. Super Sentai is super predictable, but hey, it has 42 seasons, so I guess it's working.
Like, he turns around and he says, oh, it's an important part of it. Yes, it is, because obviously without Super Sentai, we wouldn't have Power Rangers. I don't understand why he puts this in.
Number 9. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I think it's important to throw up the OG Power Rangers, at least in the West, so non-fans have something to compare other versions to.
Then they move into an alternative version of Power Rangers is the ones that started it off. That isn't a thing.
Number 8. Power Rangers Turbo. Power Rangers Turbo involves a new take on the Rangers where they have Turbozords. Then by that I mean they have cars. If you're getting Transformers vibes, you should be. However, as per usual, the Turbozords can all come together if they're in trouble to form a Turbo Megazord, which was at the time the most powerful Megazord ever created. I was about 7 when this first came out, and I can remember being so disappointed when the awesome dinosaurs were replaced with frickin' cars, but some people like it.
He says that like you can compare it to the original. It's like, but each season is completely different. It's like I don't turn around and go NCIS is exactly the same. Well, technically it is, but it's like the same sort of theme. Like I don't say that NCIS is shot exactly as NCIS Los Angeles or New Orleans or anything. I know the difference between them. So for this one, Power Rangers Turbo is like so you've completely missed out Zeo. You've missed out kind of Alien Rangers. So with this one, you've jumped in and gone, oh, it's an alternative version. It's not. It's a continuation. I will say, like, I was disappointed in Turbo because, like, yeah, the Zeo Zords. I still think Zeo is one of my favorite seasons. So having it go to Turbo, it was a big disappointment for me.
Number 6. Power Rangers Wild Prime. In this version of the Rangers, the immortal Amazon Gaia called upon the Prime Beasts to find 5 warriors to fight against the evil sorceress, who also used to be a fellow Amazon. This gave us 5 new Rangers with animal motifs to their costumes, who used their various Prime Zords, including Eagle, Shark, Lion, Elephant, and Tiger. They also teamed up with 2 different sets of Power Rangers teams, including the Pirate Armada Rangers, and a veteran team with Rangers from all different series. They fight against the evil sorceress, who turns out to be an eco-terrorist, leading to some environmental themes in the show. It gets kinda Captain Planet-y, but it's pretty cool.
Okay, So this is where I had a huge problem. Power Rangers Wild Prime. So basically some fans got together and they actually made, or not made the series, but they wrote out an entire thing, a synopsis, everything. I had a brief look at it. And yeah, again, it's like, for when I typed into Google Power Rangers series, it was very easy to find the actual Power Rangers one, so I don't know how they went to look into Wild Prime, because I had to not really look for it, but I had to make sure that I put the right words in. So someone on his research team, or himself, they've turned around and gone, well, do you know what? Let's put it in, let's do this, and it's this one. So, but you kind of think that you would check all the other sources before making this, and this is one thing that this generally did annoy me. Oh, I get irritated when people turn around and say, Power Rangers Pirate Armada. Like, guys, seriously, Super Mega Force has been out for a while, it's not a thing where it's quite hidden. So I don't know why people keep talking about Pirate Armada. This is, again, will be noted in the next video, or the video after, whatever. But again, you kind of think, you just do your proper research. Oh, what also annoys me is the fact is he looks like he's actually watched this. He's actually turned around and gone, yeah, I watched the entire season. I understand it's like Captain Planety, it's like, you've read a synopsis of a fan website. Just why didn't you properly do this? Well, why didn't you do your research at the time?
Number 5. The Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers.
Alien Rangers isn't a alternative version.
Number 4. Power Rangers Samurai. Even if you haven't been paying much attention to Power Rangers recently, you may be aware of Power Rangers Samurai.
Again, Power Rangers Samurai isn't the same.
I certainly heard a lot about it a while back. This is based on the 33rd season of Super Sentai and sees the Rangers with samurai-based costumes.
But again, he says like it's based on this, and it's like, yeah, it's not an alternative version though.
Number 3. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Lost Galaxy is kind of like Power Rangers meets Star Trek, and it was pretty awesome. At least 8-year-old Ron thought so. Coolest thing about this series was the Psycho Rangers, an evil group of Power Rangers who work for the villains Scorpius and Trakina. And just look at them, they're so sick.
Oh. This really irritates me. They talk about how the Psycho Rangers were the some main bad guys in this, and I just kind of think, oh, fuck's sake, yeah, they came back and they were a part of one of the arcs, but they properly came, like, they were made in space. That's what it is. So again, I when he's like, oh, I remember, it's like, you can't remember. If you saw the name and then you remembered the theme tune, then obviously you would remember most of this, but then you would remember in space. And
Number 2. Power Rangers Mystic Warriors. This is definitely the most magical of the Power Rangers teams.
Oh, again, Mystic Warriors. It's not hard to go into Google and type Power Rangers seasons and then go, there we go, there's Mystic Force. So, it kind of gets to me that they did this, like, oh, Mystic Warriors, just know why. Just research is so fucking easy. So with this kind of video, before we jump into his remake, because they do it, and I will give him his dues for making up a video about this, going to it. I don't know how accurate your videos are now. This is one thing that kind of got to me is, I'm going to take these out. One thing that really kind of got to me was, how do I know that your top 10s on anything, or the videos that you're producing, is accurate to the point where I want to be informed? I generally think that in this video, or your channel effectively, I don't trust what your channels are. And when watching this video originally, I was kind of really angry and like, this could have easily have been taken differently, and your research could have been a lot better. So again, I don't know why no one really fact-proofed this. So let's look at the other video.
Number 9. Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Jungle Fury, the 16th season of the show, was a bit of a victim of circumstance. It took place during the 2007-2008 Writers Guild strike, which means several episodes in the middle had to be written by non-union writers instead of the original ones. When the real writers came back, they were stuck trying to work everything back into a cohesive story that they liked, and it got kinda weird. That said, it actually turned out to be a pretty popular season. It started out with just 3 Rangers, which let us really get to know them, plus the Martian martial arts were totally rad. But there were definitely some drawbacks too. The villains were largely considered weak, one of whom was named Jared. I'll let you figure out how popular that decision was. And since the writers were stuck in a corner thanks to the strike, the ending was super anticlimactic. But it wasn't the worst season ever, and the theme song was totally rocking.
So they say in Jungle Fury that Jared was weak. Now, I don't believe that. He whipped them quite a few times. You see it at the very beginning of Jungle Fury. So again, I don't know why he said that. That infuriates me. I didn't pick it up until now, until I actually paid attention properly. Oh, no.
Number 6, Power Rangers RPM. RPM, the 17th season of Power Rangers, almost didn't get made, since Disney originally planned to cancel the series after Jungle Fury. But possibly due to a contract dispute with Bandai, they caved and made RPM.
So they say, like, a contract dispute with Bandai. I know that Bandai had a lot of power when it comes to seasons, but I think more it'd be the contract with Toei rather than the contract with Bandai. But again, if I'm really if I don't know, if I'm wrong, then please put it in the comments and tell me, or link me to it. Send it to the Facebook page.
Side note, Bandai sounds totally wrong. Should it be Bandai? All the commercials say Bandai. I don't know what to believe.
It's Bandai. It's always been Bandai. It's not Bondi. It's Bandai.
They use their weapons and Zeozords to take on King Mondo's army of mechs. Mondo was basically Dr. Eggman from Sonic with his mechanical minions, but he somehow managed to be even less competent.
Oh, okay, so this is one thing that kind of got me a tiny bit. They say that, or he says that the King Mondo was like Dr. Robotnik, and I'm like, no, because Dr. Robotnik kidnapped animals to turn them into robots. Mondo created robots and then did it that way. So I know I'm nitpicking, but that got to me a little bit. Zeo is one of my favorite seasons after all.
It was also the first season to have a female Red Ranger, which was pretty nifty. Go ahead, call me a soy boy, I think it's great. That said, the season wasn't perfect. Some fans thought they borrowed too much from the Super Sentai counterpart, and others thought the characters were boring. But that doesn't stop SPD from being one of the highest rated seasons ever.
Okay, so the last part in this video is that he says that it had the first lead of a female ranger, but the way that they show it is that it's Jack, the red SPD ranger, that is a female, and it's not. It's A Squad. Again, it's like you could have really checked that, because it would have said in the actual description where you look for A Squad had the first red female ranger, and then B Squad was the rest of the Power Rangers. Simple enough to do. Very simple enough, but again, it's just that little piece of information that they just left out is no, just no. So let's talk about alternative rangers. So if in case that they see this and they want to do it, so alternative rangers would be Lord Draken, as you mentioned in your first video. That's absolutely fine. Then you have the Ranger Slayer, alternative ranger. That's fine. An alternative ranger would be the one where the two, like the evil sisters, I think that they cosplay or they become Power Rangers in a fantasy or something. You have Power Rangers Hyperforce. Now I'm guessing Hyperforce is kind of canon to some degree, but again, alternative rangers based off Time Force. Then obviously you have the 2017 movie, which again you kind of got right in that one, and then also you have like Ryu Ranger, which is from the Legacy Wars. So you have all these ones that you could easily put down, but you just focus mainly on talking about the different seasons. Now if you changed your title to the top 10 seasons in your eyes or whatever, that would be easier, that would be a lot different, and I would not be making this video about it. Be like, oh cool, someone's talking about the top 10 rangers that they like or what they remember, etc, etc. I would have been okay with that, but the main thing is, what I'm trying to take away from it is that you have a huge channel. I think last time I checked you have over 500,000 subscribers, but the way that you didn't research this properly, I will give you kudos. I definitely give you kudos for remaking this and acknowledging that you made a mistake. You're happy about that. That's great. But you still get a little things wrong, which aren't as big as what they were in the previous video. But with a channel like that, you should be fact checking this properly. You literally go over the facts, look at it properly. Like you explain in the video that there is a site that is very similar to another site. So then why didn't you look at this and actually look at it chronologically? Go on Netflix, you know, it's all there. Look at like seasons that you could buy on DVD. Go look at that. These are things that you should be doing to give proper research, but you didn't. And you know, this is what kind of really irritates me. So other things in this is like you think you'd research it better. You think you would fact check this before releasing it. Now I know that you probably have this sort of I've got to release a video at this point of time, but you could easily make another one and then release that, and then when your video is properly fact checked, then release it. I'm going to link the videos in the description down below so you can see it in its entirety, because I'm guessing this is going to be cut up to save time, because so far from the timer it's a long one. I just really wish that channels that report on Power Rangers, anything in general, would really look into it first before releasing it. You did make the video and my bad, you know, we did this wrong, and I kudos to you on that one, but again, check it, because now your entire channel looks really interesting, and it would get the details that I would want to watch, and like the topics, but I'm not going to trust what you say, because after seeing this huge, massive, colossal mistake, I don't know if all your facts are right. Now I know that not every single channel is like 100% perfect. I know that I've made a mistake, hence the Bville. I generally know that I made a mistake on that one. Just fact check it properly. Just go over it. Go make sure that it's absolutely fine, and then release it. You know, we can wait. I just generally feel that after so many years of people talking about Power Rangers and saying, oh, it's for kids, like shun it, no one cares, just get rid of it. Now that it jumped into the mainstream media again, obviously through other channels as well as in the news, you know, I feel like most people, when they make these sorts of videos, they just go, yeah, I need to talk about it. Yeah, just get out there. Don't care about it. You know, just get anything we can for the views and the clicks. You know, it'll be fine. Oh, we'll leave this later. You know, it doesn't really matter. So Rangers, what are your thoughts on this? Did you like the video? Did you not? Your question of the day is, what do you think about websites or YouTube videos or people that create content that get it all wrong, you know, that mislead people or don't talk about it correctly, or even don't possibly kind of like come back to it and make up videos, say, hey, really sorry, etc, etc. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments, and if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Check out all the other videos on the channel, and if you want to help out the channel on Patreon, links in the description down below. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.